Hello, today I'm doing a Megabonk Tomes tier list. Now, I have unlocked every single tome in the game. We're going to go through them and I'm going to judge them on what I personally find to be both the most fun and also the most effective for survivability and getting kills. Kind of more round the house of a bit of everything. By no means am I the greatest Megabonk player. I think my highest kill count was like 66,000. But I've put just over 50 hours into this game, so I feel I've got some knowledge that I can share with you guys. So we're going to be starting off with the Agility Tome. In general, I don't ever really use it. Like, ever. I can see how it could be useful with characters like Calcium, whose passive basically relies on you going fast. So overall, it's okay. It's okay. Not for me though. Not for me. Next up, we got the Size Tome. Now the Size Tome is pretty sick, especially when paired up with like say Mega Chads. Now Size, what it does is it increases the, it literally does what it says on the tin. Increases the size of your attacks, projectiles, explosions and more, but mainly with Mega Chads, it increases the size of your aura. Now as an aura lover myself, I'm going to put this in A tier because almost any build that I go with, if aura pops up, I'm pretty much going to take it. I don't always take the Size Tome, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty useful. Silver Tome, like I wish I kind of had a Z tier here. Completely pointless. Silver Tome, completely useless. Now, if you're starting off, I can potentially understand you trying to take it to then maybe get yourself more silver so you can unlock everything else, but trust me, you don't got to worry about silver. You will unlock everything over time. There's no stress on that. Shield Tome up next. Again, I'm going to put it in C. You can get shields via the shrines. So very, very rarely do I ever take this. It's kind of, I think when I've tried the AFK challenge, I've tried taking it then, but apart from that, I never really take it. The HP regen, again, kind of another one. I'm going to put it in B tier. I very, very rarely take it. Again, to go back to the AFK challenge, which I've still not complete, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. It's pretty good, but not the greatest. Projectile speed, again, another one that I never ever take. It just increases the speed of them, so from you to the enemy. Most of the time, enemies aren't that far away, so it's not really all that much of a hassle if your projectiles aren't moving too fast. It's not like, say, something like Eve's Mascara in the Binding of Isaac that slows your tears down to an insane amount. But hey, it is what it is. Now we're getting our first S tier tome, that being the Precision Tome. Now this Precision Tome, it has the chance to deal critical damage, more than 100% critical chance, lets you overwrite, dealing even more damage. I know that this is kind of floating around the meta. It's huge, it's great, I love it. I've only recently started taking it, but I have noticed a huge difference. It's great. Knockback Tome, in the bin. You don't want to be pushing enemies away from you too much. Again, if you're doing the AFK challenge, it might be a thing, but overall, kind of pointless. Now, the HP Tome, this one here, I'm going to be putting this in A tier. Now, this is, I'm kind of tempted to put it in S tier, but I'm not going to. If there was like an in-between tier, like a A+ tier, or an S-, I'd probably put it in there. And that is because I love beefy rings. Beefy rings, for those of you who don't know what that does, you get an extra 20% damage for every 100 health. And if you've got the HP Tome, you can just start stacking your health. You get 1,000 health. That's like an insane amount of extra damage, which is huge. Next up, we have the Evasion Tome. This is one that I just don't really have enough experience with. Now, I know I've put a lot of these in here that I haven't used experience with either, but seeing them, it's just no. But I can see the potential in Evasion Tome, primarily with Ninja. Now, Ninja's passive, I think it's like every time you evade an enemy, you have a chance to like execute them or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But it's something along those lines. Golden Tome. This is a tough one. I'm going to put it in B. Now, the reason I'm putting it in B is purely because of Robinette. Robinette basically deals more damage based on how much gold you have. If you have the gold tome, you can just be... You're getting more gold from every source, basically. So you can stack, stack, stack. Next up, one of my favorites. We got the damage tome. Again, I don't know why I'm ordering these particular, but we got the damage tome. It's just an all-round damage up. It's great. More damage equals more enemies killed, which equals higher kill count, which equals more times on the leaderboards, which equals the boss is going down faster. So damage tome, I'm putting an S tier. Alongside the attack, speed, cooldown tome. Again, it just, these two in combination, they just put your DPS up. How much damage you're dealing per second, it goes through the roof with these two. Absolutely love them. Thorns, in the bin. Absolutely useless to me. You don't want to be getting hit. You don't want enemies to touch you. So you don't really want this tome. Because if you take damage, then you're gonna lose health. I don't know if there's some weird freaky meta that's gonna come around one day where the Thorns tome takes over, but for me, ain't for me. Projectile count, the quantity tome, straight in a S tier. Again, it's to go back to that DPS. The more projectiles you have going out, I'm primarily thinking, say, a Mog with his poison flasks, Robinette with her bow, it just everybody. The projectile counts go up, damage goes up. It's great. Cannot go wrong with it. Now, Bloody Tome, I used to use all the time. I really did. But as of late, I've just not been enjoying it. The Bloody Tome is lifesteal. A chance to heal for 1 when you hit an enemy. Over 100% will guarantee 1 heal and give a chance to heal for a total of 2. So if you get your lifesteal percentage up to 100, you're guaranteed to regen 1 health. But if you're getting hit for like 50 health, you then need to hit another 50 enemies for it. Early game, like when you're kind of just learning the game, it's potentially useful, but later on, I do not feel that it's very useful. As the same with this one, the Attraction Tome, I'm going to put that in C. Again, AFK challenge is kind of essential to have, but apart from that, I just don't see it. Especially if you're getting like the legendary item Sucky Magnet, you just don't need it. Like, it's kind of redundant. As I would say is this, in fact, no, do you know what? I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna put the Armor Tome down here. So it reduces the damage that you take. I've not used it, basically. So I'm going to put it here, just to be fair. If you know how this works and how to utilize it best, please do let me know in the comments below. But I just don't get it. And another one that I've just straight up not used is the Duration Tome. I can understand why this would be useful, especially for, say, Noelle. Duration, basically the duration of your attacks and projectiles last longer. So for instance, I would guess that that would mean her freeze ability would last for longer. And with Noelle, the longer an enemy's frozen, well, the more enemies that are frozen, the more damage you get, the more damage you deal, yada yada. So I can see the potential of the Duration Tome, and especially as someone who likes to take aura. I don't know if that would help with that. Overall, not enough experience, and I will be honest with that. Now, Luck Tome. It goes without saying. Luck Tome is such an S tier item. It's insane. Without luck, you're not guaranteed to be getting the legendaries, the epics, like rares at a minimum. Upgrades, which is kind of essential, especially when you're getting late game. Now, characters like Fox, say, you don't need it. I actually had a run where I picked it up for some silly reason. That was just in my free time, I think. But yeah, Luck Tome with basically any character works. Obviously, avoid it when playing with Fox because he naturally gains 2% luck on each level up, so you can kind of ignore it. There's no harm taking it, but I think there's better tome builds for that. Another S tier one, again, I'm not ordering them in any particular order. The XP tome. I think it goes without saying, the more XP gain you have, the more you're going to level up. And with characters like Noelle, whose size increases with every level, the more XP you got, the better. The more damage you're going to be dealing, the higher chance of maxing out your weapons, maxing out your tomes is going to be. So if you get that XP tome, always take it. It's pretty much an always take. Every single run you do, you should be taking the XP tome. It's essential, because if you're not taking it, you're not going to be leveling up at the same scale as the enemies. The enemies are going to outscale you, they're going to deal more damage, they're going to be able to take more damage, and pretty much overrun you pretty quickly. So always take it. Now, this is another one that I would potentially put in an A+ or an S- tier, but I am going to put it in the S tier because it can be amazing, especially if you have the build for it. Now, the Curse Tome, for those of you who don't know, what it does is it increases the difficulty, including enemy quantity, enemy health, enemy speed, and enemy strength. So enemies will get way harder to defeat. However, enemy quantity is the big thing here. If you're wanting a high score on the leaderboard, you basically need Curse Tome. Because if not, there's not going to be enough enemies spawning for you to be able to kill them. Again, it kind of goes with XP. The more enemies that you kill, the more XP you can get. Again, I'm not experienced enough to know if you can avoid taking XP and just rely on the Curse Tome. Something tells me you could, but don't quote me on that. And finally, the Chaos Tome. The one that I think a lot of people might struggle with, but it is 100% an S tier. It is such an amazing tome. One of my favorites. You basically have Dice Head's passive just constantly. The only extra really is the fact that you're getting the ability to unlock like the legendary upgrades kind of thing. So you can have anything from like as awful as it is as silver gain to extra projectile counts to damage dealt to attack speeds, basically anything. So Chaos Tome, once you get it unlocked, if it pops up and your build seems okay, take it. I say if your build seems okay, just take it. It's a beautiful tome. I love it. And I guess that takes our tome tier lists to completion. As a quick overview, there's a few here that, do you know, I'm going to move the agility tome down to not enough experience. I'm going to put that there. Because I need to use it a bit more, to be fair. But yeah, S tier, C tier, I feel this is fairly evenly spread. I would like to see benefits, or like more benefits to these ones down here. Maybe say with the, was it the lifesteal? Maybe increase the amount of health that you can regen. I don't know. I'm not the best educated, but we will see in time what happens with the game. The game's only been out like, what, a month to 2 months at most. And the dev is working behind the scenes. So again, if for whatever reason you're watching this, dude, this game is so much fun. I genuinely love it. I've not had this much fun with a game in quite some time. So keep up the good work. I am going to be making a wish list video in which I discuss things that I would like to see come to the game. Got some spicy ideas. But if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe, turn that notification bell on, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below what you think of this list. Is it complete garbage? Do you agree? Do you disagree? We can have a chat down below. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I upload daily videos on the channel, primarily roguelites. We've been doing Megabonk and The Binding of Isaac. So if you do like the sound of that, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you tomorrow for another daily video. Thanks for watching.